Good morning everyone. Today we are going to study about hereditary acquired anemia. So we will discuss many factors in this anemia, like what are their causes, what are their symptoms, about their diagnosis, what are the treatment methods, etc. So first of all, we all have to know what is hereditary acquired anemia. So let's start. Hemolytic anemia is a condition or a disorder in which there is a destruction of RBC or removal of red blood cell from the circulation before their normal lifespan of 120 days. Means what happen in this type of anemia? There will be the rapid destruction of RBC. RBC will be destroyed with a more speed, and the removal of RBC from the circulation before the normal lifespan of 120 days. As we know that the lifespan of RBC is for 120 days. The new RBC are formed and the old RBC are destroyed. But in this type of anemia, the old RBC are destroyed rapidly within 20 days, within 13 days or within 15 days. And the new RBC are formed at a slower rate. Next, the destruction of RBC is called hemolysis. As the name suggests, hemolytic anemia. He means blood and lytic means breakdown. So there will be the breakdown of blood, and what is present in blood? The RBC. So the breakdown of RBC is known as hemolysis. What is the function of RBC? RBC carries oxygen to all parts of your body. If we have lower amount of RBC than normal, then we can say we have anemia. If there is a shortage of RBC, then our tissues and organs of the body are unable to function properly, and it will cause so many symptoms like pain, weakness, etc. Next, many disease conditions and factors can cause the body to destroy its red blood cell, or we can say RBC. There are so many factors that can cause the body to destroy the RBC, and these causes can be inherited or acquired. So first of all, we should know what is the term inherited or acquired denotes to. Basically, inherited means hemolytic anemia occurs due to the mutated gene passed from parents to offspring. Inherited means hemolytic anemia that is caused due to the mutation of gene. What is mutation? Mutation is basically a alteration in the DNA sequence that makes up a gene. So in inherited type of hemolytic anemia, there will be the mutation in the gene that pass from parent to offspring. Next, acquired hemolytic anemia. What happen in this type of hemolytic anemia? Acquired means that is acquired after birth. Means the person is not born with hemolytic anemia, but condition develops later due to the failure of his or her own immune system. Means this type of anemia is not born with the or at the time of birth. This is acquired after birth, and this will be due to so many factors, like it will be due to the destroying or failure of immune system. How immune system failure cause acquired hemolytic anemia, we will discuss. What happen? This happens when immune system recognize these blood cells as foreign. Means immune system recognize his or her body own cells as a foreign particle, as a antigen. So they produce antibodies against it to fight with this, and they destroy it rapidly. Due to this, their own cells is destroyed day by day. So acquired hemolytic anemia occurs. In this, blood cells may be normal. In this condition, blood cells may be normal because it is the mistake of immune system that it recognize his body cells as a foreign particles. So, however, some other disease or factor cause body to destroy RBC. There are some others or body factors also that can destroy RBC. Next, acquired hemolytic anemia is again further subdivided into two types of anemia. First is immune hemolytic anemia. Second is non-immune hemolytic anemia. As the name suggests, immune hemolytic anemia. Immune hemolytic anemia means the immune system destroy RBC. But in non-immune hemolytic anemia means the immune system does not have a role in this destroy of RBC. But in this there are so many enzymes or other factors that cause this type of anemia. In this anemia, there is high reticulocyte count. Non-immune hemolytic anemia is caused due to because it is having high reticulocyte count, slight or marked increase of lactate dehydrogenase, and increase of indirect bilirubin. What is reticulocyte count? Reticulocyte count is basically an immature RBC. What it is? It is an immature RBC, and it is basically a blood test that measure how fast RBC called reticulocytes are made by bone marrow. How is the speed of RBC? When it is mature, then it is known as reticulocyte. Then how we will measure how fast it is made with bone marrow and released into the blood. Reticulocytes are in the blood for about 2 days before developing into mature RBC. Reticulocytes is basically an immature RBC, and it helps to diagnose anemia, bone marrow failure. Reticulocyte count tell whether the bone marrow is producing enough RBC or not. If the RBC count is too low or too high, then your body will try to achieve a better balance by producing and releasing more or less reticulocyte count. Means if the bone marrow is producing less RBC, when the RBC is immature, we say it reticulocyte. So when the bone marrow produce low RBC, then when the bone marrow produce less RBC, then the body will try to balance by producing more reticulocyte. If it produce high, then the bone marrow will try to decrease its number. Next, an enzyme lactate dehydrogenase is also responsible for this type of hemolytic anemia. If it is found in blood in high amount, then we can say we have non-immune hemolytic anemia. And other factor is also increase of indirect bilirubin, etc. Now, why these factors occurs? It can be occurs due to microbial infection like malaria, septicemia. Next, mechanical trauma, there is any mechanical injury, accident, etc. Antiviral agents, toxins like snake venom, acute viral hepatitis, etc. Now, what are the causes of acquired hemolytic anemia? Certain chemical drugs and toxins. There are many chemicals, drugs and toxins that can cause this type of anemia. Infection, transfusion of blood from a donor with a blood type that does not match. Means if we are receiving the blood from a donor which is not compatible with the recipient blood, then it will cause infection. Next, past blood transfusion. If you are in your past you have transmitted any blood that is infected or that is not compatible with your blood, then it can also cause this type of anemia. Cancer, pregnancy, if the baby's blood type is different from the mother. Now there are some symptoms of hereditary acquired anemia. First is feeling weak. As you know, oxygen will not reach the tissues and cells of your body, then the tissues and cells will be unable to function properly and it will feel weak. Problem concentrating or thinking, you will be not able to concentrate in your study, in any work or daily routine, etc. Pale skin color, the color of the skin will be pale, dullish type. There may be shortness of breath, dizziness, etc. Now, how we can diagnose this type of anemia? Number 1, platelets count. We will count the number of platelets. Next, absolute reticulocyte count. As I have told you earlier, we will count whether the reticulocyte count is normal or abnormal. If the reticulocyte is low, then our bone marrow will try to balance it, and if it is high, then also our bone marrow will try to balance it and do it low. But sometimes our bone marrow is unable to function properly and there will be the abnormal reticulocyte count and it will cause anemia. So if there is abnormal reticulocyte count, with this we can confirm that we have hemolytic anemia. Next, LDH, lactate dehydrogenase enzyme, is also responsible, as if it will be high in the blood, then it will cause tissue damage. So we can say we have this type of anemia. If the serum bilirubin level is high, then also we can say we have anemia. Hemoglobin in the urine, etc. If there is the hemoglobin in the urine, then we can also say we have anemia. Now, how we can treat it? First treatment is steroid medication such as prednisone. Next is, if steroid medication do not improve this condition, treatment with IV immunoglobulin or removal of the spleen may be considered. Means, if steroid medication has no impact on the treatment of this anemia, then we will do treatment with some other advanced techniques, like we will provide IV immunoglobulin, in short IVIG, or removal of spleen, that is known as splenectomy, to treat this type of anemia. Next is blood transfusion. If there is a rapid destruction of RBC, then we will receive a donor's blood and treat this type of anemia. I hope all of you understand my video. Thank you.